Trans-Canada Highway is squeezed down to one lane.
That aggressive truck is on her way up right now.
We're gonna go to Highway 1 eastbound, just east of 264th, for an end dump sitting in the ditch.
Operator Chris Mervin is en route.
I got my 50-ton rotator. Let's see what we got. Wow, that is not happy.
The driver is fine, but the gravel truck is anything but.
It's traveled in probably about 20, 30 yards down the ditch, but still sitting on all its tires fully loaded. Then we've been having rain for the last week nonstop, so it's definitely wet and mucky in there.
They probably need some light there if you got your light on it.
Merv's boss, Jason Davis, and a second heavy wrecker arrive on scene.
This thing holds 26 tons of material, plus with its own weight is about 18,000 for the trailer, probably about 16,000 for the tractor. It's loaded enough that it's going to be a little bit of a tug.
To keep the lane closure to a minimum, aggressive towing has been given only 1 hour.
Time is money, boys.
Whenever they put a time limit on something, there's always pressure that comes along with it because there's a lot of unforeseen things.
The fastest way to recover the load
You gonna pick the whole thing right up?
Back end of it.
is to use the rotator's raw lifting power. Merv will use the rotator to pick up the back end, while the 50-ton wrecker in front pulls the tractor forward to try and land the truck back onto the road. But after a closer look at the load, Jason uncovers a new problem.
Silt.
Silt?
Yeah.
Holy.
The gravel truck is full of wet silt.
It changes what we're dealing with.
A fine silt that has been in the rain for 3 days, 4 times as heavy as it used to be.
It's heavy now.
That's gonna weigh a lot.
The rotator begins to lift.
That's 32,000.
My truck is rated for 43,000 pounds over the side. Anything more than that, we risk the truck tipping over.
The wet silt
She's heavy.
has thrown all calculations out the window.
The tricky part about lifting this truck without knowing the exact weight is how far out our boom extends in order to pick this weight. You're kind of doing a little bit of guesswork there.
What should have weighed in around 30,000 pounds, I think we're pushing 55, 56,000 pounds on the back.
The wet silt is like heavy concrete.
I gotta get it close.
Yes.
Merv and Jason need a new plan.
Tighten this line up, leave the other one down, and then just kind of, and then bring it over to you.
Instead of lifting the entire wreck,
Kind of going for a drag method versus a lift.
they'll try to slide it up to the road.
Just keep it taut, keep it taut. You want to drag it over to you. Don't worry so much about the far side, just worry about this side. There you go.
The wet load begins to plow its way up the bank.
Are you paying attention to the way the truck's reacting to the recovery, how it's coming out of the ditch, how much further I can follow it with my boom?
A little more.
With the back end partway out,
Okay, set it down.
the recovery shifts to the front.
We're going to be pulling on the nose of the tractor, trying to get it to come up to the road, and I'm going to be on the tail end of the end dump.
As the tractor creeps forward,
You leave this one down, burn this side down, let it come right beside your tire and just roll with it, right?
Yeah.
Merv keeps swinging the loaded dump box around toward his rotator.
Keep swinging your boom.
Yeah.
But the closer the wreck gets to the road,
Just be careful, don't get too far in here, right?
the more the rotator is in harm's way.
Oof. Holy.
If you're going to be swinging around the side supporting this much weight, you do stand a very good chance of it smashing into your tow truck.
truck out of that ditch here yet?
A rain-soaked load
That was it, finding its happy place.
has narrowly missed aggressive towing's rotator.
If the rotator got hit by the dump truck, it would cost me money, and it would damage my perfectly pretty unit.
Jason and Merv need to get the highway reopened.
When they give you a short period of time, every second counts. You definitely got to figure out your next plan real quick.
You ready, Murph?
Yes, sir.
Once again, Merv will take his 50-ton rotator right to the edge.
Blue one, free spooling, right now. Just keep a little pinch and let it go down as we go. Inch it over, right? This.
You're able to push it a little bit, but you don't want to go too far.
Holy 60,000 pounds.
Okay, keep going. You got pressure on it, Murph?
Yeah.
Let it down, Murph, a bit. Down, yeah. A little more. Let it go. It's okay. Just let it go. See, hold it straight there.
The 75,000-pound truck
It's on the ground. Yeah, you're good. You got it.
is finally on the road.
Beautiful, boys.
And incredibly,
Beautiful.
the truck still runs.
Look at that. Not even a check engine light.
Our guys did really well. Even when we're improvising and changing up things, we still did it in a timely fashion, so we're very, very happy.
The semis were traveling in the northbound lanes when one jackknifed. Forcing both down into the ditch. The first semi is nearly out.
We'll just grab the nose of the truck, spin it around.
And the highway is kept open. Four hours in,
Beauty, boys.
half of the recovery is over.
Good news.
But there's still another wreck over the edge.
The second one, though, is going to be way harder.
What do you think, man?
3/4 full.
Jordan makes an interesting discovery.
The second semi is full of dog food. It's roughly 80,000 pounds.
The second wreck is heavier than the first.
We're worried that the load has shifted to the nose of the trailer.
The operator who was first on scene,
You're gonna fight huge
Reliable's Mitch Carr,
because all that weight plowed that thing right into that bank.
Whole wall's blown right out.
is now concerned about the fragile trailer.
How we pull the truck and trailer out, it's going to put a lot of strain on the trailer that could cause it to buckle or break or cause us a mess.
I definitely don't want this thing splitting open on the side of the highway.
With two lines on the trailer, Mitch will act as an anchor, while Merv pulls on the tractor, turning the wreck up the hill. The tricky pull begins.
Okay, boys, coming up.
It's lifting out now.
Moving the mountain, boys.
With the nose of the tractor exposed,
You think we can get one around the frame rail on the other side, too?
This one passenger.
Yeah.
Jordan re-rigs to the opposite side.
In order to keep spreading the load out on that poor truck down there. That's it. Oh, buddy.
The whole front end is annihilated.
Oh.
The trailer's got a big hole in it.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
She's ready to split open.
What does he got?
It could turn into a nightmare real quick.
We're dealing with a lot of dirt that we're trying to move with the tractor while we're pulling it out.
The wreck is barely holding on.
It's digging in.
What's taking it? Oh, the landing leg.
The trailer's landing gear
But that leg is 100% in there.
has pierced the slope.
As it comes up, the landing legs start digging into the side of the roadway.
Now what do we do?
If this landing gear does break off, we could damage the bottom side of the trailer and we rip it open.
Merv pulls from a higher angle.
There it goes. That's what you wanted.
But the closer it gets to the top,
It's fighting herself.
the more the trailer is at risk of being torn apart.
Oh, there goes the axle. That axle. Yeah.
Broke off? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
The wreck is digging in,
Look how bound up that is.
and the trailer now barely hanging on. The two wreckers switch spots to capitalize on the rotator's raw lifting power. Merv's rotator will grab hold of the trailer, while Mitch's 50-ton guides the tractor forward. Merv and Mitch press on.
2 inches to my truck. Do not let that swing in.
It's getting pretty close to my truck. It's definitely a tense moment.
Now the wreck
Oh, that was weird.
won't move.
Oh, it's touching the rotator now.
That's not good.
We got it so close to my wrecker now.
There's still a gap there?
Millimeter.
Jeez.
This is every tow truck driver's nightmare.
To get his rotator out of harm's way, Merv needs to lift the trailer away.
Now let's put a block underneath this tire for a second, Mitch.
Blocks should take some of the tilt out of the trailer. Now Merv can try again
Beauty.
to get back in his comfort zone.
Pull it forward so that we can get the tractor trailer separated.
After an 8-hour battle, keeping the highway open the entire time, the double recovery is over, and Merv's rotator is in the clear.
It was a successful recovery. We came to get 2 truck and trailers out of the ditch, and that's what we're leaving having accomplished.
The wine semi crossed the median into the oncoming lane, right into the path of a truck traveling the opposite direction. The massive impact sliced the trailer in half.
You can guarantee the road's closed there.
Traffic's at a standstill, and so is Howie's recovery.
How long do they figure until it's open again?
The highway is shut down again, so the salvage crew can pick up thousands of bottles of expensive wine.
Well, anything you can save it. Anything that's broken, shovel it into a garbage bin.
While he's waiting, a new problem catches Howie's attention.
Well, fuel cap's dripping. I'm thinking, well, maybe it's just not screwed on tight enough. Yeah, grab a hold of it, try to twist it on further. Boosh, off it comes. I got a 3.5-inch hole, pissing diesel out all over my leg.
Oh, he's got a piece of plastic.
The fuel cap is the wrong size for the tank.
You get the cap back on, Ellen? No, I'm working on it.
The badly maintained semi continues to produce more headaches and delays.
It was more than half full and pouring out quickly.
Cap doesn't even fit on the truck.
With a wrecked and poorly maintained semi,
Don't touch it. Even look at it.
Highways is feeling the pressure from truckers to get the road open,
I'm sitting on number 1 in that friggin' lineup.
even if that means plowing good wine into the ditch.
We're not going to keep the highway closed forever, so you got to get traffic going through your single lane.
Damn, that's quite the mess. Next question, was it good wine?
But the insurance company isn't letting up. At $40 a bottle, they want to save as much wine as possible.
You got a big wall of it going?
After 3 hours, the salvage crew finally has the wine bottles out of the way.
Okay, I'm gonna bring my truck through here.
But the highway remains closed until Howie clears away the mangled rig. He's called in a flatbed to haul what's left of the broken trailer.
Plan is to disconnect the front half of the trailer from the tractor that's laying on its side. Get it out into the middle of the road somewhere where I can work with it.
There we go.
Look at that. God, it's gonna work in our favor.
Oh, yeah.
The front piece of the trailer's free and in a good position to get it onto the flatbed.
Just put it in here because there's a gusset right here.
I got a hook one.
At 4:15 a.m., the front half of the destroyed trailer heads off. It's been 6 hours since the wreck happened. Howie needs to clear the flipped tractor that's hanging over the no-post.
I don't know which way to pull on it.
But it's on its side and perched on the edge of a steep embankment directly above an active rail line.
You're concerned that this is gonna roll down there and land on the tracks. You shut down a train track and you're screwing with the country's economy.
Without the lifting power of Jamie's rotator, he has to flip it onto its wheels.
Well, you gotta make it fit in there without puncturing the full fuel tank. Ready? I didn't have any room to maneuver. And it was just coming down wherever it landed. It was close. I was happy. I was so happy.
Now he's got to get the tractor back on the road.
I need to be able to lift all that up, skid it along on its front frame horns, set it down.
With traffic still backing up, Howie does a quick rig to the frame to save time. If it holds, he can finally open the road.
No. Kind of grabbed a hold of it where I shouldn't have. And the bolts didn't hold and pieces went flying. Well, the chains held, the cross member didn't. Broke all the bolts off. That's my own fault. I should have known better than to grab it just by the back end like that. Took the chains that were attached to it, just grabbed it by the next piece up that's solid and keep going. I really want to get the road open. I'm hoping the chains hold this time.
If he can pull it off the no-post, he can get traffic moving again.
Did that work?
Yeah. I'd take this as a win.
At 6 a.m., almost 9 hours after he was called out, Howie's cleared the biggest wreck of the year, solo with just one truck. It's a perfect recovery for Jamie, and even though he's away, the wreck is still going to a Davis.
He's gone. He's in Texas, isn't he?
My brother Jason is a hardworking guy. He's very attentive to detail. You know, not as good looking as I am, but he's a great guy.
It's not very often that we get an opportunity to upshow Jamie in his own territory.
Probably would have scooped us on this one anyway if he was on it.
The heavy load has shifted onto the thin trailer wall.
If it's going to be too much, it's going to start crumpling.
Jason would like to unload the trailer's cargo of frozen food, but the client has a different idea.
The customer is adamant on us bringing it up with its load intact.
But that comes with a big risk of wrecking the trailer.
He's just too far away from the road.
He calls on his big brother for some advice.
It's got a 15 to 18% grade here. It's almost vertical, the ditch on the side, eh? If I pull, it's going pulling right through the trailer wall. It's not that strong. And that's going to expose everything that's there.
There's a 70% chance it doesn't work.
So after that discussion with Jamie, that the only way we're going to get this vehicle out was with the crane.
A 75-ton crane with a massive 130-foot boom.
Even a rotator and a tow truck, you would not be able to get that vehicle upright and out of the ditch.
They have just enough room for the crane's outriggers, but there's a problem.
His swing out to the side, too.
The crane's counterweight sticks out more than 13 feet behind the cab.
If he's 90 degrees, we're shutting down that whole other lane.
So you're not going to get that lane.
Well, let's see what we can do here.
They need the crane to reach the wreck without swinging the ballast into the second lane.
Not enough room. Not enough room for the crane.
Without enough room to operate, he has to pull the plug before he can even get started.
Pack it down for now, please.
Yeah.
To be leaving without any success was a real disappointment for the crew.
If they can close down the road and I can get sideways to it, I can pick it, right?
Kind of ruins your day right quick.
Jason doesn't want to accept failure on his brother's turf. He needs a new plan.
Which one did you chain, T?
That one right there.
The center?
Middle, yeah.
Just after midnight in BC, Jamie's younger brother, Jason Davis, is back for another attempt at the wreck he had to leave behind.
Recovery was being done at night just in order for us to achieve the time that we needed.
I had to talk to Jason on the phone that night about that job. And he was pretty depressed, pretty down, and he was, almost second-guessing himself about how he handled it.
I don't got much time, man.
Jason gives a careful test pull with his rotator and sees a problem right away.
This will bite into the trailer like that. That'll bite that trailer and cause a kink in it and weaken the trailer.
It's only aluminum, it's very thin. And so you'll pull that strap right through that trailer and cut it in half.
I would unload it. Customer doesn't want it done that way. So, basically we have to tell the customer, look, your success rate here is very minimal.
Jason plans to use a crane hooked to a series of straps to help spread the load. The crane will then lift from the top, while the rotator pulls from the side. At 1 a.m., the machine arrives that will make or break this recovery.
By the way, Tate. So now what we're going to do is get the crane to come in behind me, throw some more straps to support the load. So I'm going to put a stop on traffic, okay? All stop. Go time. Okay, Ralph, we're shut down, buddy. Swing over.
The crane operator has extended his boom so far, he can only use a fraction of his lifting power.
Hold it!
Or risk pulling himself over the bank.
It's his job. It has all the ingredients to go sideways. You've got a loaded trailer, a customer wants it uploaded. But, the Davis boys don't give up.
With a crane maxed out, Jason has to come up with a new plan. With a boom shorter, the crane can lift more.
We good?
Hold on, hold stop.
The trailer wall is buckling around the straps. Jason needs to redistribute the weight.
Anytime that you got that vehicle up in the air and you have to go underneath it to re-rig, I think it's always the hairiest and most dangerous part of the wreck.
Are you tight with the angle irons?
I guess he is. Okay, slow on the cable.
Slow on the cable. Or? Okay, let's do it.
That's coming over a long way.
Yeah. Keep going. Okay.
The wreck is almost upright, but now they need to winch the truck up the bank before the trailer wall collapses.
Getting it up and out of the ditch and on the roadway, that's another whole job in itself.
Jason's crew rigs a 50-ton wrecker to the front axle to help muscle the semi up the bank.
£34,000 right here in this corner. Yeah, she's out. Now we're at the home run. We gotta unhook and get this traffic through.
That was quite an accomplishment, man.
Send them through. Thanks, eh? Sorry to keep you waiting.
Well, I've done that type of wreck. It was not easy. I should say that I was missing that job, but it wasn't a job that you missed. Sorry, brother.
Watch full episodes on the Weather Channel and the Weather Channel TV app.